we're just going to talk about like the advantages of having a pen pal, or why we think it's a good thing.
Yeah,
right?
why we have fun.
It's fun. It is fun.
I think from my point of view, since I'm not English and I started for a very particular reason, so I wanted to improve my English and looking for a pen pal and have someone to talk just in English, because they didn't like, because my friend, I have a friend who actually talk English really good, but if I don't know a word or if I get bored, I can just switch
into Italian.
Which with pen pal you cannot do that, and you're sending a real letter. You have to be careful, like writing good, because you have to understand. So I think for improving your language, it's way good.
I always wanted to visit Italy, to know Italian. So for me, it was like I want to know about like you get to make friends around the world, and like actually friends. You get to make friends around the world. You get to know about their cultures and like the areas they live in. You might have a chance to visit them. If you become friends, you can visit each other now.
Connection, like real connection. It's
yeah,
like...
nice thing, because I sometimes will say that like, oh, my Italian friend, Sofia's coming, and my friends are like, what? How do you have friends in Italy?
When I talk to you, like everyone is like, how happened that you have a friend in Dublin? I was like, yeah, we were pen pal, you were pen pal.
And everyone's like,
yeah, to mind everyone. It's like, it's so strange for everyone, but it actually is so fun, because you know someone, but you're not like forced to talk to this person every single day to know each other. You can do that in another way, like it's another way to connect and talk to people, because like I feel like this is so Italian because I'm moving my hands
I'm doing the same, we just talk like that, it's fine.
So it's like a person, but it's, if something doesn't work, you can stop. While if you talk to him like on WhatsApp, it's more immediate, so it's always sharing moments and situation. So you can choose with a letter what to share, how to share that.
That's true.
And you can like add something that you cannot do, like little present, little stickers, all this stuff that represent you, but that cannot be shared with a phone.
That's true. Yeah, because we live in like a world where everything is like, of course it's magical that I can talk to her on WhatsApp. I love WhatsApp. I love the internet. But at the same time, return to that kind of older time when people had to wait to communicate, and because nobody writes letters anymore. People think it's like a stupid, irrelevant thing, but
it's useless. Like it's useless.
Yeah, and it sure kind of is maybe, but I want to keep the art of like letter writing alive. Like people used to only be able to talk like this.
Yeah.
And we kind of like going back to that little time we have to wait for the letter, because it's a whole process.
I was so excited every time I like wait for my I check if my letter arrived. It was like kind of excited when my mother told me like, oh, letter come to you. I was like, oh my god,
it's the best thing ever, like coming downstairs and there's a letter and you're like, oh my god, can't wait what's in there.
And you go in your bedroom, you open, and like for her, not for everyone, for her, like there were always little thing, little present. It was like a discover, like you have an hour when you're just into this little world of your words and present and stuff. It's really nice and it's really excited.
Yeah, and really like intimate and lovely, like someone thought about you and did this little thing for you. It's so. Well, we talk about how to go about getting a pen pal as well in a little bit. So as we said, we met on Tumblr, so for us that would be a good place to suggest it. Go on pen pal or snail mail pages, because that's where people actually are looking. Other Tumblr users who are your kind of age will post these ads looking for people like you to write to.
Because usually on Tumblr, if you are on Tumblr, you have also a blog, so you have to be a person to have a blog.
That's true. And then you can kind of always as well like look at the person's Tumblr page to see what they're into. Do you have the same interests? Do you like their page? If they exist, if they have photos. Sometimes they'll have a link to their Facebook. You can see who they are, and if you want to write with them or to them.
Yeah, it's like you can get to know them a little before, because I think that's the stage, like you don't know them too much, but you know who they are, and if you can link and
if they're who they say they are.
Yeah, that's the thing. Or checking if they are, like that's why usually they told you to put up photos of you that was like they can see you well. You have to show that you're real. Like if you don't, I personally never look for the pen pal who didn't have photos, because I don't know who I'm talking to, and even if it's letter, I need to know I'm talking to a person, and I have to figure in my mind who I'm talking to.
And I understand, some people want to, like, they're not comfortable with their appearance, or they want to remain kind of anonymous, but I don't know, in this case, you're, like, sharing your address, you're sharing, things about your life, so in this case, you really want to
be safe.
Yeah, be safe. So just obviously be smart about it, but we would recommend, like, Tumblr snail mail pages, because it's easy, and then you have a whole page that can just go on for ages.
You can actually choose who you want to talk to, and you have a lot of different person. Yeah. And then you can just, like, randomly choose someone. Yeah, and then usually they'll give you their Tumblr page or their email, and I would always write to both. Yeah. Because on the Tumblr, you can say, hey, I emailed you, or something, and Tumblr has a limited amount of things you can write as well. 140 characters as well. But in email, you can, there's usually your picture as well. You can write a long thing saying everything you want to say. Yeah, and that's the tips number 2 for the mail. When you got to introduce yourself, actually introduce yourself. Because as a person who writes ads, I always delete all the one who didn't introduce themselves, because I have
get
to
yourself the people who are like, hi, wanna be pen-pals?
Yeah, hi, I'm Max, I wanna be pen-pals.
But that's it.
Where are you? Where you come from? Like,
that doesn't, like, whenever I saw that, it was like, they don't care about doing this.
Yeah. Also, because you see, my ads is, like, so long. You have so many topic you can connect to. Like, my hobbies, where I come from, whatever. Like, write me that you are interested in me for some reason, and not because there was my email at the end and you just send me an email. Yeah. So, like, show the person you're actually interested, like, actually have interest. Right? Yeah. Like, that you actually want to write letters. Why? Like, why you write to this person and not to another one? Like, you write to me, you are Italian and I love Italian. Like, I do English and drama, and you, like, you actually read my ads and reply to it.
Yeah, like, make it personal, Yeah. Like, you're actually interested, because that's important, because when you receive a, hey, do you want to be pen pals? Then you're like...
You're deleting it. Like, because if you send, like, ads... If you put an ads on Tumblr of your own, you're gonna get so many mails, like, because a lot of people mail you, and you have to delete something, like, because you cannot reply to everyone.
Yeah. And I guess that's the thing. If someone messages you or emails you with a, hey, wanna be pen pals, this person will probably write terrible letters if they write letters.
Yeah, if they reply, if they actually reply to you. Be careful also in that, like, if someone writes something like, hey, do you want me to PayPal, don't reply, yeah, this is my address.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Then
either continue the conversation to see if you can actually talk, ask for their Facebook or any other kind of social media to see.
Yeah, also, like, Instagram now, because a lot of people have Instagram, and it's quite famous, and you put photos so you can see a person behind it, because of course catfish can be everywhere, but it's not so easy to fake an ID on Facebook, on Tumblr, on Instagram, and all this stuff. I think be safe
be safe, be aware, have manners, show that you actually have interest in doing this.
Because if you care and the other person care, it's easier, because she wrote me on email, I replied to email, but then we switched to Facebook, so I see her Facebook, and also just then I give her my address on Facebook after we talk for a little bit, and I see that she was true, she was real, she was a friend, she was a family, everything was okay.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And if you are so lucky to find someone in your email that fits with you, and you have to send the first mail, the tips for writing the first letter, you have to write the first letter.
There's manners about, like, how to go about this, but of course, like, you can suggest to write the first letter if you want to make a good impression. And if you want to do that, then obviously you will need, like, stationery, like paper and things to write with. It doesn't have to be fancy. No. People think it's all about, like, the aesthetics, like how it looks and stickers and stuff. I would care more about a really long letter written in blue pen on a piece of paper, because I did get some letters where, it was like a decorated envelope and everything, and it looked nice, and then you open it and it's the shortest, like,
thing ever.
Like, impersonal, not care about you kind of letter.
Yeah, it's like you basically take what they write on Tumblr and they switch it on a paper.
Yeah, and it's so, like, it's just a waste of time and money, and I'm not going to spend money to send you a letter back when it's like that, when you don't care about me or getting
also
to know
because
me.
if you see my first letter, it's like on white paper
Yeah.
with different color. I think I pay like not even €1 for this paper and
Yeah.
for the color. So it's not just about nice paper, nice color. It's about what you write inside the paper and with what color.
It's so true. Like it is what's on the inside, you know? The basic letter is like introduce yourself. The way you would like when you're doing a language in school and you start to talk about yourself, like,
but more personal, like had more stuff, not just I from that and I have a brother.
Just explain it, continue, like give the kind of basic facts you're willing to share, and then expand on it. And then you can update them in the first letter on your current situation, like, you know, are you studying? Do you go to school? Are you working? Where you're working? What you hope to do? What you're thinking about right now.
What you're feeling about something. Just, you know, like you give little tips. Like I usually had on my letter something about books because I really love books. So I usually said I'm reading this book and I finally find it really nice, and I do this on books. I'm buying books. My favorite books. I usually said my favorite books.
You can share like your favorite music or say
every interest is important. Also, if you play football, just say when you're playing football, why you're playing football, and everything.
Why you love it, because like passion is the most like important thing. It doesn't matter what you're passionate about, as long as you're passionate about connecting with this person, passionate about sharing these things. That's all that matters. Because if it's just like a crappy, boring.
If it's like if for the person who receive it feel like you are introducing yourself to a teacher, it's not gonna reply. Like if you're saying like, hi, my name is, and I'm come from, I have a brother and a sister and a dog. I like playing football.
There's not much you can do with that. You know, when you say these things, leave room for them to respond to those things, ask questions.
I think the questions are the best part to understand the point of view of the others. Like usually I advise you write songs that you like, so the other people can listen to them and can share them with you, like their his own favorite, and random question that can make up a conversation that has nothing to do like with his life, just thinking about random thing. Like
we like to do that at the end, where we'd send 5 random questions. Like we said, like if you could bring back someone from the dead, who would it be and why? No. Do you believe in aliens?
But also like stupid. Do you prefer mountain or sea? Why? Do you like? I think
like tea or coffee.
Tea or coffee. Or I remember asking you like random thing, like you prefer living in a world in black and white or in color with no sound. Something like that, so you can make up a conversation. It's always depend on what you're talking about. Like if you're a person who didn't want to ask this kind of question and didn't want people to ask him this kind of question, I don't know, because you didn't like them, because you didn't want to reply or something like that, you find it stupid, then don't. But you cannot write to a person and not ask anything and then hope that he will reply with a long letter. Like if it's nothing to say and then just to tell you.
If there's nothing to respond to, then it's like
you can write a diary if you're just writing what happened in your life and not making connection with the one who's gonna read the letter, just write a diary and
start a diary. You don't need a pen pal.
You don't need someone to read it. Like
that's what we did. We always asked random questions. We did you can send songs on a USB if you're comfortable to do that, if you trust the person, of course, then because they need to send it back. And I guess we have a few warnings, like not like warnings, like a scary explosion kind of warning, just a caveat, you know, like that you will get pen pals that will accept your letter, they will receive it, they may tell you they receive it on social media and then never reply.
Yeah, it could happen.
It's really disappointing. That's happened to me a few times.
Yeah, what you mean.
Or, you know, someone will actually write to you first, you will reply, and then they'll never reply again. Because I got that with a few that replied with they sent me a first letter. I thought that was great, but then when it arrived, it was so disappointing and they didn't care to know me. It was like one of those.
It's like to me too. I had some pen pals who actually write a really short letter, like saying 3 things about their life, and that was it. and I reply for them for kind of like 2 or 3 times, but then it just fades somehow. You don't want to reply anymore. And well, maybe on this topic, like, write to the person. Like, usually if you listen to our warning of before and you have them on Facebook, on Instagram, you know that they're real. Like, you can just write them like, I don't feel like keep going with this pen-pal because I'm writing so much, and you don't have to insult them. We don't connect, I think, so we are stopping. Also because you are paying to send them mail, so you just don't want to waste your money on someone who doesn't care. So
if you don't want to continue, just tell them on a social media then, like, sorry, like, I'm
or
out,
ask if you didn't receive the letter, because sometimes it also happened that my letter got lost,
which did happen with us once, and we had to send it again.
Exactly. Like, there's also, like, in Spain they have problems with the mailing and sending I sent postcard and never arrived when I went to Spain, and I had this guy who I was talking as a pen-pal that come from Spain, and he sent me 3 letters, and I think like 2 arrived and 1 got lost, and I was waiting for it. I write to him like, I'm waiting for your letter, where it is, like, you send it. And he said like I sent it 2 months ago, but now I think it's lost at this point.
Which will happen because our we have social media and things like that. The post office isn't gonna work as good as it used to because people don't need to communicate
also if you go like in Canada or Australia, it's really long. It could happen.
Like, be aware, it'll always take time. It's also not immediate.
So it's good to ask people, like, you send the mail, or I didn't receive it, you send the letter, or I send, or like, tell the other, I send the letter, so, I think it will arrive. Just check.
That kind of, be mannerly, and another good reason, after checking that this person is who they are saying they are, to have them on social media is good for that you don't have to talk every day, we did, but you don't. But having them there, if something comes up in your life, if you're changing addresses,
that's
really
important. That's important stuff.
Tell them, like, I'm sorry, I'm going through a lot of stuff right now, I'll be late in writing a letter, or sorry, by the way, my address is changing. Tell them. So it's good to have them as this kind of immediate backup.
You have to accept when the other tell you that, because it can happen to you, because it's like long, and it's not the same thing and writing a message. Like, I get upset when someone didn't reply also with an okay to WhatsApp, because it takes 1 second, you say okay and it's done. But snail mail take a long time, because after you write them, you have to go to the post office and you have to send them. So it's like a long process that it's different from social networks. So the more you go on, the more the thing become comfortable for the both of you, so it's easier to talk. Of course, the first letter is always I don't know what's gonna happen, so maybe don't waste too much money on the first letter. Don't
send them like a package.
Don't be superficial either, because you need to show that you care, but maybe prefer writing more and using less thing, and then change it, go to maybe less word but more stuff you want to send. I remember sending you like photos or whatever, like I love photography, so I send her photos and everything that I liked, just send.
You can send drawings. We are talking about, because we talk in person every day, so we're thinking of starting a kind of writing project or something, right?
Exactly.
Like writing short stories or poems or something. So even if you do become friends like we did, there's still things, because we want to continue to send things to each other.
It's also like, because after the thing of knowing someone else, it's just like the exciting moment when you get a letter,
because it's the best feeling ever.
It's like if you like it, of course, it's like so nice. You get so excited because you're opening it, you know what it is, but at the same time you don't know what it is.
That's true. It's always a little surprise.
You can just do that. Like, if you love drawing, you can exchange drawing every time. You can start project. You can do whatever. Like, once you get comfortable with the person, you can do whatever.
And there are so many like tips of like things to send on like Pinterest and just Google, like, things to write in your first letters, and just make it a little bit your own. It does not have to be perfect. at all.
No, yeah, it has to be yours.
Yeah.
Like the person who is on the other side has to get who you are.
Yeah.
So prefer be honest.
So just make it your own thing. Have fun with it. Be safe.
Be safe. The most important thing for me, like it worked for us, but it's not like I sent her the address and the next day I was at the front of her house. It's it was short for us, but before coming here, I actually talked to her on Skype for a long time. We planned everything. I knew her address because I sent her a mail and she replied to me. She sent me a picture. I see her like developing on Facebook. So it was something that I was sure I was going to meet her. Like the problem with our first meeting was more about character than on like I was sure it was her. I was not sure if in person we would click. So that's the thing. Like be sure who you're talking to.
And another thing, you don't have to meet your pen pals.
No,
in person,
you don't have
right?
to. No.
It's just
I had a lot of pen pals, but I'm not like going. I hope to go to Canada, Australia, America, wherever. But you don't have to meet them if you don't want to. Like we did that.
Yeah. Just because we became close, you know.
Yeah, and we want you, and you don't have to meet them. It could be just a project. You could just be. You can just be to learn English. Actually,
That's
really.
it.
Like you can send them and try to get English better.
Yeah.
Like
you can be
I
just
remember
emailing for like years, or writing for years.
Yeah, I remember like asking her all the time, like if something is wrong in my letter or in my Facebook thing, just correct me. Don't worry, I want to get good. So
she even sent me like an essay, stuff like that. Like I don't mind because I like, kind of proofreading and things like that. I did it for friends in college as well.
Yeah.
But like she did that because we were talking and she said, I'm sorry to ask, but could you read through my essay and correct my English grammar? And I did, and it was no problem. So obviously don't like use and abuse your pen pals. Just like every day, I know my pen pal's good at English. Will you fix this? Do my homework for me.
Take that, thank you.
Yeah.
But it's a good start for improving, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So you can just use your pen, you can just
nicely.
It's like you can act and use the idea of pen pals in the way that fits better for you.
Yeah.
Like it's not have to be exactly like us.
Yeah.
It's us.
We were lucky, and
we were lucky. We wanted the same thing. We wanted to travel. We want to meet. So it happened. If you find a pen pal who agree with you, like maybe you want to Skype, but you don't want to meet. That's cool.
Fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can not Skype ever and just exchange letters for years too. You can just email. Some people don't like letters.
Yeah.
But they just want to talk on email. But some people just want to do letters, and that's fine. So yeah,
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, there's so much variations, but it's we would highly we're like pen pal enthusiasts and like ambassadors for pen pals or something.
And we love to travel, so of course it's always a good idea to travel too.
And I personally love connecting with people and making like wonderful connections and friends. You know, for me that was important. So I'm really glad I have this now in my life. She's like one of my best friends now. So it's wonderful. And that all came from a Tumblr ad and writing
it's so
an email.
crazy. Every time I think back, then I think about what if I've never put the ads there,
or she never responded to my email, or didn't see it.
I didn't see the mail. You can be lucky, like she replied and we become friends, but behind that there's like 10,000 people that I quit or I stopped talking to. So it's not like we found each other. The first mail that arrived to me, it was fate, it was perfect, and everything was fine. No, I had to go through a long process before finding her. Yeah. So don't give up.
Don't give up. But yeah, sometimes it might be hard and sometimes people won't reply and it'll be sad. But
then maybe your perfect one will come.
And you'll meet someone wonderful.
Okay, I think this is so
It's going to be very long.
It's so long. But it's full of tips, so if you want to start.
Yeah, it's an interesting video. It's just pen paling 101. I'm sorry, there's a lot to say. So we'll probably just wrap it up there. Thank you so much for watching this if you sat through the whole thing.
Yeah, if you're out here, well, you really want to have a pen pal, so you can have one.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here and listening to us. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And And I hope you enjoyed this video, and please go look at her channel because she talks about books and she works really hard on her videos.
Yeah, I work really hard, so
yes. So go support her and please subscribe and all that.
If you have any question about like pen pals, if you have one, if you want to share your experience, maybe someone else is like us.
Yes, that would be amazing to hear if you
I would love to hear that we are not alone in this pen pals world, and someone else just find someone like this, find love or whatever, or instead it went so badly, like you wanted it, or you have tips on the warning,
right?
Like, it's something you shouldn't do because you did and went so good, so bad. Still need her to correct me, actually.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens.
Yeah. Well, you can write it down here.
Share your experiences.
Share love, experience, and pen pal.
All the good stuff. Yes. Okay. So that's that then. Okay.
Bye.